Hello, hi. Welcome to Wonderslut. This is Rebecca Crosby. We are in the third season. It will be 2 years in October that I've been doing this podcast, and I love it so much. I'm just having a great time getting to meet all these people, and as I evolve and try to curate my content to I don't know. It's fascinating. The whole thing has been such a really cool thing that I feel is very aligned with who I am. And I've gone through some major changes in the past couple of months, just with understanding, more of what my soul craves, and having to make decisions that are really uncomfortable, but that I felt were right at the time. And isn't that kind of how we're meant to move through the world? Is okay, this seemed like it was going to be a good idea, so I started going down that path, and it didn't work out very well. um it wasn't aligned for whatever reason, and all of these seeming failures have given me this great glimpse into who I actually am. It's like all information. It's kind of the point of life, right? Is to find out who you actually are and lean into your authenticity. And who I actually am is largely antithetical to how I've lived my life up until this point. I I think that I have been a performer when the reality is I'm a loner. I really like to be alone. And if I'm in social spaces now, I'm just authentically myself. And, that weeds out quite a few people because we're not meant for all the people to vibe with us. It's not a thing. But, we've been taught to believe the opposite is true, that you're only as likable as the amount of people that like you, which is such bullshit. So, here I am making decisions that are in line with my spirit and that are antithetical to, how most people live their lives. And I've been doing a lot of research on why it is that we struggle with locating authenticity inside of us. And the vibration of authenticity is the highest vibration there is. It supersedes love and joy. It is the highest frequency that a human being can vibe at. And yet, it seems to elude us. And I think because we are in this society that praises the superficial: money, fame, degrees, people that are impressive, that look a certain way, that drive a certain car, that live in a certain house, that have a certain title, then we just kind of try to stuff ourselves into those roles so that we fit what society tells us is success. But our soul's no different. And our souls are always trying to get us to pay attention to who we actually are. And it comes in the most destructive ways sometimes. It comes in disease and loss of relationships and loss of jobs and loss of houses and all the things. And it's real uncomfortable. But everything about this life is for our soul's highest good. And the more I study Kabbalah, the more I believe that everything happens for a reason. Everything. Everybody is put in your path to get you to your higher self and your higher calling. And it has zero to do with outward appearances. It is all about the internal state of your heart. And we say with our lips that we believe this to be true, right? That these are our values: good relationships, to be a person of integrity, to leave the world a better place than we found it, to perpetuate love and joy and kindness and empathy and all the things. But our lives tell a different story. How we spend our time tells a different story. So we're not really living what we say with our mouths. And so it's almost, I don't know, sad, I guess. It makes me sad. I feel sad in my soul that we have been programmed to such bullshit. We've been programmed to live a life that is completely in opposition to who we were created to be. That to take off the masks and live an authentic life is so scary to us, and our bodies work against us also. Our nervous system, our brain, all the things is keeping us in this program of safety and stability and belonging and smallness and silence and mediocrity. Because to step outside of the box attacks our entire physical structure. Our brain goes into overdrive trying to protect us. It feeds us lies to keep us stuck. Our nervous system does the same thing. It tells us that things that are really good for us are dangerous and bad. So our bodies are rebelling against us. And I have a podcast coming out next week with the Infinite Unfolding, Lisa Kochke. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but I'm so excited for y'all to listen to that. It was a beautiful conversation. And she is a woman who just did a deep dive into the nervous system because she realized that her body was rebelling against her. Her body was in opposition to who she wanted to be. And so it was a fascinating conversation. And I just finished reading Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza. And his research supports this also, that because we are born into a society that is so flooded with the idea that safety and belonging are the best way to live your life because it keeps you safe, that stepping outside of that is wreaks havoc on your entire system. And yet our souls want that. So it's so fascinating to me that because we have the language now to understand what our bodies and our brains are doing to us, that they are largely our enemies. We are at war with our bodies and our brains. It's so fascinating to me because for so long they have been taught that these are the rules of society. You do not color outside the lines because you may die if you do that. Your body believes that so deeply that it lies to you. And it's not until you are able to speak truth over your body, you have to have conscious awareness. That's why he says meditation is so key to breaking the habit of being yourself, because it connects you to your subconscious, and your subconscious brain is 95% of your brain. I have so many different thoughts going through my head right now, so I'm going to try to streamline this. But when we break the habit of being ourselves, then we're able to actually step into our authenticity. That I was told that my role in life was to be a mother, and that my family was supposed to come first. That everybody, Jesus, was supposed to come first. Everybody. It didn't matter who they were. Everybody came before me. That their needs superseded my own. Their comfort superseded my own. I was indoctrinated with this. So when I started stepping outside of that and taking my life back and saying, no more, You don't get to tell me what to do with my life. You don't get to tell me how to spend my time or what to pursue or what to wear or who to date or what to believe. And I just started taking it back. The whole system ruptured. It was a terrifying thing. It still is. I still have to go through that. I still have to fight for my voice. This is not something that people freely let you do because they have been trained also in this same corrupt programming. Their bodies are doing the same thing that yours once did. And I have to soothe my nervous system on the daily that, yes, this may seem super scary, Rebecca. We are making a decision that seems antithetical to everything that you once believed was true. But you know in your heart, in your soul, that this is an alignment for who you are. And so you have to get your whole body on board. And it's like this, it's a job. It is a job. I was watching this movie called Limitless with Bradley Cooper. It was such a great movie. And he was this like struggling writer, I believe, in the beginning of the movie. And he found this drug that unlocked the potential of his brain, like 100% capacity. And he transformed himself so much. His life started lining up with this level of confidence that the struggling writer version of him didn't have. But he had to override all the systems of belief in his own brain. He was limiting himself. It's so fascinating to me that we are the ones that keep ourselves stuck. We're the ones doing all the things. We're the one not succeeding, not taking the job that we actually want because we're terrified of not being able to pay our bills. And our body is telling us, this is a terrible idea, terrible, danger, danger, danger. And so we settle. That's what happens. We settle. We settle for subpar jobs. We settle for subpar relationships. We settle for subpar housing and bank accounts and cars and food and clothing and all the things because we limit ourselves. When the universe is this resource of unlimited supply. There are plenty of people who have tested this theory, who are living lives totally in opposition to who they once were because they broke the habit of being themselves. We are flooded now in our social media outlets with people who have tested this theory. Me, I've tested the theory. I have become a totally different person. I used to apologize for who I was consistently because I needed them to like me. And the very cells of my body were dependent on whether people liked me. My body was dependent on whether I had love and belonging and attachment and money and position and a place in society. So I made all these decisions for that reason. And it wasn't until I broke free of those illusions, it is a fucking illusion, that I found peace in my soul. And what happens when you get there is that you no longer care if you have the money or the relationship or the status or the things, because you're so content with who you are. It's irrelevant. The things don't matter. And that's when it starts flowing to you. You start getting all the things because the universe wants you to experience it. It wants you to have all the things, and you're on the frequency of abundance. I spent the last, I don't know how many years, so stressed about money and barely making ends meet and having to ask for help frequently. And all of that changed when I just changed my own frequency. And the coolest things happen to me now. I'm not even looking for them because I don't care. I don't need it. I don't need the relationship. I don't need the money. I don't need I mean, of course, all those things are nice, but in your soul, you don't get to fuck with this. I am content in my spirit. I have broken the habit of being myself, and everything is up for grabs. I get to decide how I want to show up in the world. I'm not a slave to my nervous system or my brain anymore. I own that shit. I was walking in the park, speaking safety over my body because it was trying to tell me that this is dangerous walking in the grass with stickers. And I was like, just shut up. Shut up. We're fine. We're safe. We're good. We got this. We're not going to die if we step on a sticker. So get it together. Stop freaking me the fuck out. I'm fine. And it is just so crazy. And if you don't do that every day, if you don't stay on top of it, then it sneaks up on you. And then before you know it, you're in the same state you were, grinding your teeth and stressing your body out and staying tense all the time. And it is a daily chore to stay on top of it because your brain will immediately override what is good for you in order to keep you safe. Why? Why? Because we have generations of bad programming. It is so fascinating to me that we have been so lied to about what's good for us. When really we're just meant to live at one with nature, in love and connection with other people, doing what lights us up on the daily. And then all the things flow to us with ease. We've also been told that that's not true either, that you're supposed to work hard and be aggressive and grind to get anything good, when our souls just want peace and flow and just sit outside and watch butterflies and listen to the creek run and with our feet in the grass, breathing deeply, not on this constant hamster wheel of shit that you have to accomplish and things you have to do in order to feel good and successful and alive in your body. It makes me incredibly sad. But now we know. At least the information is out there. There are plenty of people speaking this into us, that we really are meant to live in the flow of life, doing what lights us up. And when you live like that, you end up being like the person of Christ, selfless and full of love and life and light and abundance and generosity and compassion and empathy and so fascinating that we've been taught anything other than that. Patriarchy, man. It's a thing. Bye.